Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to It's All Black and White TV, the transfer show, where we look at any latest names that have been linked to the club. And as I always see on these shows, these are not players that we are definitely signing. It's just rumours that are being linked. And the only way we know they're signing is when they've got a black and white shirt and a scarf above their head. Because I'm not in the know, so I'm certainly not in the know, that's for sure. And we just go off the rumours like everybody else does. Some people occasionally stick their neck out on the line and say there's players coming and it doesn't happen. We've seen it happen before many a time, but that's not me. So I don't like to lead anybody down the garden path that, oh yes, we're definitely getting this player, but we'll just look at players who we have been linked to. Anyway, before we start, if you do like what you see, please do smash that like. It does help the channel. So if you can smash that like, that'd be absolutely fantastic. It keeps it towards the top of the search and it means new viewers can find the channel more easily. Also, if you are brand new to the channel, come and smash the subscribe. Come and be part of this great community we have here. It is free to do so, and that bell notification tells you when I'm live, have a pre-record, or any upcoming shows. If you want to become a member, it's 99p. You can do that by clicking the join button, and if you want to make a donation, you can do that by clicking the $ in the chat as well. All money is reinvested back in the channel to bring you these shows as well. Right, okay. Let's get into some comments and then we will certainly start. Mighty Mag says, hi to you, mate. By the way, he says, Villas had a goal disallowed to VAR offside. It was tight. To be honest, I forgot the game was on and I've got me back to the TV now. So, yeah, so it does sound as if it was a tight one. Bia says, afternoon, Tony. Good afternoon to you, Bia. I hope you're well, my friend. Mighty Mag says, condolences to Terry Venables' family, RIP, too young to go, 80 years young. Yes, absolutely. And we will touch on that in just one moment. Exploring the Northeast, afternoon, Tony. Good afternoon to you, mate. I hope you're well. Trolls says, hi, Tony and Rolly. Hi, Trolls. Rolly's not here, unfortunately, today. He's on family duties, but he is going to join me tomorrow night when we have the PSG match preview, so Rolly will be here tomorrow night with me. Mighty Mag, afternoon, Tony and Trolls. Good afternoon to you, mate. Hope you're well. Daniela, hi, Daniela. Afternoon, Tony from Happy Lucky Hammers. And yes, in football, you need a bit of luck. Absolutely. I mean, look, you ground out a result yesterday. And yeah, after yesterday, it was back to winning ways for us. And absolutely fantastic for us to get back to winning ways after that Bournemouth game where the players were absolutely shattered, by the way, and that international break was needed. I know we complain about the international break, but I think that one came bang on the right time. And Luke says, afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon to you as well, Luke. Hope you're well, mate. Look, I mean, yesterday, it was a cracking game, wasn't it? Yesterday, as I'd done the reaction last night. We had the assist from Anthony Gordon, and then I forgot to play this last night as well, but then he scored the fourth goal. Yeah, that's our Flash Gordon, all right. And yeah, look, he's been absolutely outstanding this season. All those people who doubted when we signed him, I hope they're all hanging their heads in shame now, thinking, "Oh, maybe we got that wrong." I wasn't writing him off. I was saying, give him a chance because this lad can come good. There's something there, and we've seen it now. He was a menace for Chelsea yesterday, an absolute menace. They were probably glad when that final whistle went. They were probably even glad when he went off as a substitute. The guy has been phenomenal for us. And he can't get in the England squad, and that's what annoys me, because you look at the England front three, right out the three, you've got Sterling, you've got Cole Palmer, and you've got Gordon. Who was the best out of those three yesterday? Yes, Sterling took his goal well, and look, it was a great goal by Sterling, no doubt about it. Like I said, as I've played as a keeper before, when a shot comes in like that and you know you're not going to get anywhere near it, There's no reason to go and try and die for it. You just stand there and admire it as it's going in and thinking, do you know what? Well done, hands up. But look, Gordon's certainly better. I mean, I thought Cole Palmer yesterday wasn't that great, in all honesty. You know, he sort of led to the third goal for us because he passed it to Thiago Silva, who then made a bit of a hash of it, trying to pass it back to Sanchez. And Joelinton was like a whip it and straight on it, and then at the back of the net, there was no chance Sanchez was saving it. And maybe the shot in anger from Joelinton was from when he missed the header in the first half. You know, and you know, like I said, Pochettino can sit there and say, "Oh, Newcastle weren't great." Well, we were great. We were better than you. We scored 4 goals, and you know, before people could say, "Oh, well, yeah, but they only had 10 men." Yes, they had 10 men after we were 3-1 up, though. You know, so we only got the 4th goal when they were down to 10 men. They were already 3-1 up, so, you know, a lot of saltiness out there from some people. But anyway, has anybody seen Jason Cundy? Because I haven't seen him yet. If you have seen him, let us know. Let us know in the chat, because that's absolutely fantastic. But as I say, yes, it is a sad day today that we found out the news just a couple of hours ago that Terry Venables sadly passed away. Look, he was a bit of a controversial character at times, but he was a great manager, you know. Done well at Barcelona, done well for Tottenham Hotspur, and he done well for England as well, you know. We were so unlucky to lose that semi-final against Germany in '96. It was one of them. If Gaza had a boot on that was half a size longer, he hits that ball and that's in the back of the net. We win that game on golden goal, and we go through at the final, and we more than likely beat the Czech Republic in the final. Penalties was the downfall again, but you know, the guy did well for England, you know, and he's done well as a manager wherever he's been. So you know, our condolences with everybody concerned, Tottenham Hotspur, his family, everybody. And yeah, it's a sad time for them, but you know, he was a great manager, by the way. Let's be honest. He shouldn't have left England too. He left England too early. He got England back to where they were after Turnip. Graham Taylor destroyed England. He totally destroyed us by not getting us to that '94 World Cup. And Terry Venables had to do a massive rebuild, and a rebuild he did very, very well as well. Troll says, what a load of rubbish from pundits and such, not giving us credit when we played very well. Well, guess it will be like this forever. Yeah, absolutely, mate. You're right. You know, we can see we played well. And I'm still bemused by the comments from Pochettino, how we weren't great. Eddie Howe wouldn't be drawn into it. But we had to do what we'd done as a team. You know, we were depleted. We had 4 goalkeepers in the squad, three on the bench and 1 in goal playing. You know, 2 youngsters come on at the end of the game. Then they probably couldn't believe that they were coming on and, you know, against Chelsea in the Premier League. And, you know, yeah, they're only on a few minutes, but it doesn't matter. They've come on into that atmosphere, you know. You know, fantastic experience for them. Lewis Miley, a star in the making, a future star in the making as well. Because the one thing we don't want to do is heap too much pressure on Lewis Miley. We've got to play him gently. But he had a great game yesterday. Lawrence, hi mate. He says, afternoon everyone. Afternoon, Lawrence. Hope you're well. Hope you enjoyed the game yesterday. AG becoming my favourite player. I think he's becoming a lot of favourites, isn't he? Bruno's still my favourite player, but Anthony Gordon is a very good second, isn't he? He's doing so well. Mighty Mag says, Tony, it's every game. Gordon's my man the match, running his socks off. He will be a massive miss when he's missing. Also, like Bruno, they're both the cogs of the engine. Well, we missed Anthony Gordon when we played West Ham when he was suspended for that game for his 5th booking of the season. So, you know, and then we missed Gordon against Bournemouth. Gary says, good afternoon, people. Are we well? Yeah, absolutely, Gary, and hope you enjoyed watching that game last night and hope you watch a rerun of the show we did last night. Troll says Isak did well to be in that position for the goal, and what an incredible ball from Miley. We have a future World Cup class player on there, in my opinion. Yeah, absolutely. It was a great ball, wasn't it, for Isak? And, because being a young lad at 17, he might have thought, I'm going to try and go through and see if I can get on goal. But he didn't. He played the clever pass through to Isak, who took his goal well. Even though VAR done an offside check, he was well onside because of Cucurella. Same with Lascelles. He was well onside as well. Which, by the way, was a beautifully weighted ball from Gordon. Gordon is the best wide player in the Premier by a country mile. Absolutely, Gary. Yeah, absolutely, Lawrence. Big ups, Tony Boy says now. Big up to you, mate. Hope you're well. Jabba says, hi, Tony. Resting home after being in hospital. Oh, I hope you're okay, mate. Get well soon. Hope it's not too serious, mate. And, take care with yourself as well. And great to see you, mate, as well. Daniela says, an honest question. With few injuries, would you rather drop it Europe altogether and not have the extra games of Europa League and then really go for the top four without having the midweek games? Do you know what it is, Daniela? Even though our backs are against the wall with injuries, you look at the team we put out against Man United in the Carabao Cup. I think we had 5 or 6 fullbacks on the pitch at once. Look, we took them apart. It all depends what we do on Tuesday. If we go and beat PSG on Tuesday, we're on the way to going through to the next round of the Champions League. And that doesn't start back up until February. So we've got a bit of a rest, and that gives us a chance to get players back and sign anybody in January. So, do you know what? The honest answer to that is, I want us to win every game. I want us to go and, I'm not expecting to win every game, but, if we go to the Parc des Princes on Tuesday and beat Paris Saint-Germain in their own backyard, we're more than likely going through to the next round of the Champions League because we've got Milan to come in on and, get a victory against them or even a draw, we're through. So, and that would be a great achievement considering it was called the Group of Death. And we have done very well. Yes, we're sitting bottom at the moment. The 2 defeats by Dortmund hasn't helped us. If Joe Linton sticks that goal away and equalises, it's a different game. Dortmund might not win that game. But even if we finished in 3rd place and dropped into the Europa League, I still wouldn't say no to that because I think we can do it. So it's a tricky one. But we just have to wait and see what happens. But we'll see what happens with the Champions League first and then see where we are after that. But, in some ways, yes, it'd be nice just to drop out the European competition just so we can get these players back. But then once we got a full fit squad, so we'll see what happens, Daniela. But that's a very good question, by the way. Troll says, watched No Foul earlier and one of the Chelsea fans says we are average team. I couldn't stop laughing. Well, if we're an average team, what are Chelsea then? They're just a mid-table team. Luke says, love Bruno's comments on Lewis Miley after the game. I haven't seen them, but I'll have to have a look. Gary said, I'm not bothered what people say. It's not worth discussing. We got 3 points. End of story. Absolutely, Gary. That's what we aimed for, 3 points. I did say it was going to be a tight game, and I thought we would win it 2-1. I didn't expect us to go there and win it 4-1, if I'm honest. But yeah, I'll take that all day. Troll says, Big Joe said what we already know and love, that the team is more like a family. Absolutely is, Trolls, definitely. The Joe Willock situation isn't very good at the moment. We don't know how long he's out. It's a reoccurrence of an Achilles problem. So again, he could be out for a while. He could be back. We don't know when. Troll says, I'll go for Prem over Europe. Maybe the injury list will be shorter, but if we get to Europa League or stay in the Champions League, I'll be happy too. Yeah, absolutely. Gary says, Tony, the boys got their mojo back yesterday. J7's reaction said it all. Absolutely, yeah. And I think when J7 smashed that in the back of the net after Thiago Silva's, shall we say, cock up, because that's exactly what it was. We don't know what he was doing. He certainly looked a 39-year-old player when he done that. Obviously, he had a senior moment. Yeah, look, Joelinton put that away with a plum, as if to say, right, yes, I know I missed that one the first half, but this one's going in the back of the net, and I'm going to smash it in and make sure that everybody knows it's in the back of the net. Daniela says, I think young Kudus has given Gordon a run for the money as the best wide player in the league. Yeah, he's not a bad player, is he? Mohamed Kudus. 2-0 Spurs. Oops, it's offside, so still 1-0, says Mighty Mag. That game, I would like to see a draw in that game. Sai, hi to you, mate. He says, I love the movement from Gordon on the fourth goal. We got behind the defensive line was magical. Yeah, great ball from Mickey as well, wasn't it? To find Gordon. Again, this is from the left where Mickey come on as well. And this is what I keep saying. I want to see more of Mickey on the left than I do on the right, because I think he's better on the, I think he's better on the left. But, fair play. And it was a great goal from Anthony Gordon as well. 3 weeks ago, lost me mum, just a mental breakdown. I'm on the mend. Well, take care, mate, and sorry to hear that. And I can totally get where you're coming from, mate. And get better soon, mate. That's the thing. And we're all here to help, so don't hesitate. We're all like a family, mate. Lawrence says, if we lose on Tuesday, I hope AC Milan don't beat Dortmund and we can beat them to get third. Yeah, absolutely. Depends what game plan we go with, but PSG will be wary of us. Could Longstaff be back? Apparently Kraft was missing yesterday because of illness. Wasn't any injuries, because he played 120 minutes for Sweden. So it wasn't an injury, it was just an illness. But he can't play on Tuesday because he's not registered for the Champions League. Troll says, Gordon has 5 goals and 3 assists. Yeah, great return in it. And how can Southgate not see this, Trevor, hi mate, hope you're well. He says, how come Everton got 10 points, took off them for financial fair play, and shit United are $1 billion in the red? There's your answer. It's looking after the cartel. I think Gordon is fast becoming as good as anyone in the world, says Gary. Yeah. All these Everton fans were laughing when we signed Gordon, and they were like, you've got Gordon, he's rubbish, he's not very good at all. I bet they're not saying that now. I bet they're thinking, I wish we still had Anthony Gordon, because if they'd had a decent manager, he probably doesn't leave the club. But when you're training under the manager Frank Lampard's capabilities, no wonder. Daniela says, I don't want you in the Europa League. We want West Ham to win it. Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens, Daniela. We'll see. BSC is back. Sorry, was driving. Chelsea thought they were back after drawing 4-4 with City. I remember the days when conceding 4 goals was a bad thing. Fans are in meltdown. Yeah, they are. They absolutely are. I mean, look, they thought because they had a couple of good games. Let's be honest, when they beat Tottenham 4-1, that flattered Chelsea, because they only beat Tottenham 4-1 because Tottenham had 9 players on the pitch. And Nicholas Jackson looked awesome because there was only 9 players on the pitch. Yesterday, he looked absolutely out of sorts. He was trying to get Lascelles sent off. He was going to the referee. Why are you only giving him a yellow card? Get Lascelles off. He's done it. It's a red. It was never a red card. He's not a striker. And that's the problem. Chelsea, he ain't got a striker. And Nkunku's out. and they brought Brosier on. They should have had if they want to play a striker, they need to put Brosier on. But I couldn't care about Chelsea. Yabba Dabba Doo says, to be honest, all about Chelsea crisis, disaster, not about playing well and deserve the big up. But F the base tosser, absolutely, but exactly. I mean, look, when we beat Man United in the Carabao Cup, it wasn't all about how well Newcastle played and how Newcastle had a different 11 out with 6 fullbacks on the pitch and things like that. It wasn't about that. It was all about, Man U are in crisis, Man U this, Man U that, and say, hang on a minute. Lay off the Man United a minute and have a look at the bigger picture. We outplayed them. And they've got to come to St James's Park next Saturday, and they will not look forward to that. Joel says, lost my mum 12 years ago, so know the pain, but the one day at the time, mate, absolutely, trolls. I've lost both my parents. I mean, I lost my dad when I was 7 years old. And then I lost my mum when I was 21. So yeah, know what it's like. Gary says, get well, Jabba. You'll be okay. Just need some time, friend. Yeah, absolutely. Kate Dag. Hi, Kate. Hope you're well. She says, hi, Tony. How you doing? What a great game it was yesterday. We are buzzing from the rest of the season from Kate and Jonathan. Yeah, Kate and Jonathan, absolutely fantastic result yesterday. And I hope you're doing fine as well, the both of you. Trevor says, you can see when Gordon puts in the Toon shirt on the players, he plays with his heart and will bleed for that shirt. Plus, Southgate only plays his mates. Yeah, that's the thing. You're absolutely right. Nicholas Jackson, they'd be better with Janet Jackson. Daniela says it's 1-1 now in the game. Oh, that'll be nice if it stays a draw. Yaba says it's been 14 family members since 2010. Just like I say, life is a gift, but it's also a curse. Yeah, absolutely, mate. We're all here, mate, so, my stream's always about 30 seconds behind, but can't complain, it's a stick. Gary says, I can't believe how good Miley is. He looks like a generational fraud. Yeah, looks like he's been in the Premier League for years playing, hasn't he? And you just think he's just took to it like a duck to water. So, yeah. 1-1, half time. Troll says it's a bit, it's the bit in his name though, Southgate, sorry for the caps. No, that's absolutely fine, Trolls. I know exactly where you come from. Players from the south. Yesterday, it was not yet half time. Yesterday, it was a tale of two full-backs. Trippier, what a game he had yesterday. He was absolutely fantastic. Unlucky with his free kick, striking the crossbar, because Sanchez was getting nowhere near that. His crossing was great as well. His tackling was great. Sterling struggled to get past him. You look at Reece James. I thought he was woeful yesterday. Anthony Gordon took him apart. And being a captain, when he kicked the ball away, that was a stupid thing, getting a yellow card for no reason whatsoever. And then he must have known when he got a hold of Gordon, he must have thought, I'm off now. And that's why he didn't say anything. And that's why he just didn't bother arguing with the referee. As far as I'm concerned, there's no way Reece James gets anywhere near that England team for a long, long time unless he proves that he's a cracking player. Because, Trippier is streets ahead of him. Trent Alexander-Arnold is ahead of him, as is Kyle Walker, There's no way he's getting anywhere near that team. And eventually Livermore will be ahead of him as well. Reece James, I thought Reece James was awful yesterday. It's not a player I particularly like anyway, so I wouldn't want him at Newcastle, that's for sure. Now, he did put a Twitter out saying thank you St James's Park, but from 2021 when he scored 2 goals against us. But that was back then, not now. Trips was mint, yes he was, matey. Mag, Splat, afternoon, Tony, afternoon, Splat, hope you're well, mate. Yabba says, I have the best ex-girlfriend. She bought me a PS5 with EA24. Nice one, mate. Nice one. Have to mention Livramento. He is a gem, in my opinion. Absolutely. BS has seen a link to date to Javi Guerrera from Valencia. Oh, well, I'll have to take a look at him. Trevor says, you know what it is? The players are still laughing at Dan Burns' dance. That's what a team spirit's all about. Absolutely. Exactly, mate. Yaba says, also from my son too. Very nice. You see that, but I was left feeling mind wasn't 100% on it. He was very sloppy at times. Yeah, but I'm not going to really have a go at the players. Tony Miley could be saving us millions. See him being with us for his full career. Well, hopefully, yeah, absolutely, mate, and yeah, could do. Right, let's get into some transfer talk now. Now, one thing that has been doing the rounds is look. This one we know is the big talking point. So Ruben Neves there. The links are not going away. It's sitting there still saying that, he will be coming to us in January. Look, I think if we get him, he is a quality player. Let's be honest, he is quality. He really is. Will we get him? That is the thing. We could get him on loan. We could even take him on an 18-month loan or a year's loan, and there's nothing anybody can do about it. Ruben Neves, yes, I would take him. He's like I see, he's quality. I liked him when he was at Wolves. I was quite surprised when he went to Saudi. In all honesty, surprised no other Premier League club had gone in for him. I thought the Saudis got a bargain there for £47 million for Neves. We'll take a look at his stats and see how he's done this season in the Saudi Pro League. He's started 12 out of 13. He hasn't scored any goals, and he's got 3 assists. And his accurate passing per game has been 91%. So we know what he brings. He's 26 years of age, but we know what he brings, Ruben Neves. And yeah, without a doubt, I would say yes. It's a player I'd like us to see in January, if it can happen. Al Hilal might have something to say about it. We know that PIF owned, but they've got a league to play in, and they're not just going to say, oh well, we're just going to allow this player to go to you. So again, there'll probably have to be a lot of talking, but again, if we got him, I wouldn't say no to Ruben Neves. As I say, he's quality. What's your thoughts in the chat on Ruben Neves? Troll says, hope we loan Neves and Benzema if possible from those clubs. Yeah, not a bad shout. Troll's not a bad shout. Benzema's class player. Look, he might be 35, Benzema, but you know what? He knows where the back of the goal is, back of the net is. And he is quality. He really is quality. Yeah, I like Benzema. I do. I really do. I think he's got that quality. We'll run the rule over and have a look how he's done it this season in the Saudi League since he's gone to Al Ittihad. He's 35 now. Right, okay. So he started 12 out of 12 games. and he's got 8 goals in 12 games and 4 assists. So look, he's still banging the goals in. I would take him. Absolutely. Absolutely take him. Even if for loan Benzema just till May, it's an extra striker through the door. Doesn't mean to see he starts every game, but at least he's there. And a great option to have off the bench as well. Imagine we got Isak, Wilson and Benzema all fit and firing. Yeah, that's absolutely frightening, isn't it? Yabba says Ruben Neves would race under Eddie Howe's wing. Yeah, he would do, absolutely. Lawrence says, I would love Neves. Yeah, definitely. Troll says, if we can get Benzema, we can wait till the summer to get a really good striker that will fight with Isak for the striker position. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Just get him on a short-term loan just till the end of the season. Exploring the Northeast says, I would love to have Neves in the squad with Bruno and J7 in the centre of midfield. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Eddie Howe said with Sandro Tonali being out at the moment, he said what's more nine is he's doing so well in training. He's training really well and really hard. But the problem is we can't play him, you know. But he will be a different player when he comes back next season. Joel says nothing against Wilson, love him, but he can't play 3 matches in a row anymore before getting injured. Yeah, it is sad with Wilson's injuries. That's the problem. If you've got a fit Wilson all season, I'll tell you what, he bangs in over 20 goals a season, without a doubt. Mighty Max says, can you see Everton going down? Well, it's a possibility. I mean, look, Luton Town pulled a rabbit out of the hat by beating Crystal Palace yesterday. Did we see goal of the season from Michael Elise yesterday? Maybe. Was one hell of a goal. He's a good player, Elise, by the way. But yeah, look, it all depends how they do this afternoon. If they get beat off Man United this afternoon, I don't know. It could be a long road back for them. Who knows? This is the thing. What you've got to look at. They've got to make them 10 points back up, and it's a long way. It's a hard thing to do. So who knows? We play them a week on Thursday, so the 7th of December. I would love to see Everton go down. No, they should have gone down last season. Yabba says, I think we should buy cheap 28 to 30-year-old players. Just look at the Shaw, Trips and Dan Burn. Yeah, that's not a bad shout either. January, I would rather we loan players because I'd rather wait till the summer when we can buy players because then the FFP's up a little bit more rather than, buying them in January. Wayne says, hi, Tony and all in the chat. Would love Neves. Hi, Wayne. Hope you're well, mate. Yeah, absolutely. Definitely. I'd rather give Miley the playing time rather than borrow another team's player. Yeah, that's there as well, Gary, but I think it's more just so we've got that extra bit of strength as well and injury, injury depth in case we get any more injuries because the last thing we want to do is lose anybody else. So, yeah, I would still take Neves on loan. Doesn't mean to say he starts every game, but, Eddie Howe might not want to burn Lewis Miley out by playing him in every game, so he's probably going to say, well, look, you're going to go back on the bench and things like this. Manage his game time. But with Neves, you've got somebody there who can just come in. If, say, we've got Longstaff out injured again, Neves can step in and take over. So it's just having that little bit extra options. It's like an insurance policy, if you know what I mean. Splat says, I would take Neves on loan first just to make sure he fits the squad. Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree with that one. That's what I'm thinking. Give Miley more playtime even when loans come in. Yeah, definitely. Mighty Max says, Tony, the physiological with Everton, psychological with Everton could be losing the points too much for the players and already throwing the towel in. Maybe. Yeah, who knows? It could well work against them. Isn't Neves quite creative too? Yes, he's a creative player as well. They don't have to make up the 10 points up there. Already a couple of points from safety. They're 5 points from safety now. So they've got to win 2 games to get out the relegation zone, and they're hoping that Luton don't win more games. I felt sorry for Luton against Liverpool. If they'd just held on, they would have had another win against them as well, so they would have been further ahead. Do you know what? Out the promoted teams, I actually fancy Luton to stay up because I watched match of the highlights, and they've got a bit of fight about them. And they've actually turned the corner since they lost those early games. They've actually not played too bad. They've got Everton. They've beat Everton away. And they've had draws against the likes of Wolves who've been playing well. So yeah, I think Luton could just stay up. I really do. I think they've just got something about them. Yabba Dabba says, since the takeover, no more wheelie bins and paddling pool. We got better facilities for the lads. They come back more fitter and 100% better. Absolutely. Yeah. Gone are the days of wheelie bins and paddling pools. Wayne says, always wanted Neves. He's got a lethal shot. Yes, he has. Lawrence still thinks the 3 newly promoted sides will go down. And Yabba says he called for Luton to stay up. Yeah. I mean, look. Again, it's just one of those. We just have to wait and see what happens on that one. But it will be certainly interesting to see who actually does stay up or go down. But I really would love to see Everton go down. It's about time they went down. Right, back to the transfers. And the next one, another one that we've been linked with, and it's been bandied about quite a bit, his name. And he plays for Bayer Leverkusen, who are doing very well under Xavi Alonso at the moment. And his name is Victor Boniface, or give his full name, Victor Oko Boniface. So Victor Boniface is a 22-year-old Nigerian, right-footed, and plays as a striker. He's got no outstanding strengths. Weaknesses is his ball control and his ground duels. So this season he started 12 out of 12. He's been in Team of the Week twice. He's got 7 goals in 12 games and 5 assists. Passing per game is 71% accuracy per game. And he's had 2 yellow cards. The fee for what Bayer Leverkusen got him for is unknown. He come from Royal Union St. Gilles. They signed him from Bodo Glimt for €2 million. So how much they sold him to Bayer, we do not know. So yeah, Victor Boniface. I don't know an awful lot about him. I've seen his scoring rate isn't bad at all. The only thing I would say is maybe this could be a summer move. And the reason I say that is because, one, he's Nigerian. And it's not because I'm picking on him because he's Nigerian. It's because in January, you're going to lose players to the AFCON for a month. So you've got the African Cup of Nations. So I'll be inclined not to have to take on an African player in the January window, because you're not going to have them for that month of January, so they're going to be involved with the AFCON. And especially if you've got players out and you need players, you're screwed. So, but I'll definitely not rule this guy out. He is a good striker, and the stats are there. The stats are there to prove it and back him up. But Victor Boniface, yeah. According to SofaScore, he's worth €44 million. And yeah, he probably is going to be hot property as well. Peter, hi mate, hope you're well. He says the Saudi season is the same as ours, so I can't see why they would want to loan out any of their players mid-season. Yeah, that's the thing, doesn't matter that we've got owners of the same clubs. They might not want to, I mean, look, We get, I mean, other players I would like to get from Saudi, if we could get anybody on loan, is what about Laporte, the centre half? You know, the ex-Man City player. He's a great defender. You know, I thought they got him on a bargain. But Laporte, I would definitely have him. Gary says 20 membership to automatically get entered for the £1 million monthly draw. Poor. I wish there was £1 million monthly draw, mate, but no, sorry, there isn't one of them, that's for sure. But hey, no harm in asking, is there? But yeah, that's the thing. At the end of the day, these are just rumours going around, and you know, we just wait and see what happens in January, you know. But while the rumours are out there, anybody linked, we have a look at them and have a look at our strengths, our weaknesses, and we say yes, no, maybe, or you know. So that's what we do anyway. Right. now, um, now the next one that I'm going to bring up on screen, player wise, is a young striker against another striker. He's Brazilian. He's 20 years of age, plays for Santos, and his name is Marcos Leonardo. So there we are. So there's Marcos Leonardo. What do we know about him? Well, one thing we do know is Real Madrid are looking at him as well, um, which is never normally a good sign when Real Madrid are sniffing about. But Marcos Leonardo, anyway. So far this season in the Brazilian league, he's penalty taken as his strengths, but he's got no weaknesses. He started all 27 games. He has been in Team of the Week 4 times. In those 27 games, he's got 13 goals and he's got 2 assists. So his goal scoring is around a 1-2 ratio, which is not bad for a striker, by the way. His expected XG is 11.99, so he's already exceeded that by scoring 13. His scoring frequencies every 180 minutes. He's missed 12 big chances though, but again, he's only 20, so he's got time to learn. He has 1.1 shots on target per game. He's got an 18% goal conversion. 13 goals have come from inside the box. 2 headed, 4 left foot, 7 right foot, and 1 from the penalty spot. His accurate passing per game is 75%, considering he's a striker. So yeah, they're saying on SofaScore he's worth about 17 million euros. Probably I would say more around 25 million euros, probably 25 million quid even. And you get this man. But yeah, he's got a contract till 2026 New Year's Eve. Would we take a punt on this? If this guy is available and you could get him in January, say for 25 million, then I would say, do you know what? Go and get him. Because one, he's young. Yes, we know he's young. But we've got Joelinton. We've got Bruno. And he would mix with them. They would take him under the wing. So you wouldn't have to be too much worried about the language barrier. And you know what? He could actually hit the ground running. And Eddie Howe would probably do with him what he'd done to Bruno, is just like bring him off the bench for a few cameos until he gets used to the pace of the Premier League. What, you know, and it's another option you've got. Plus, he's young and he's going to learn. And he's going to learn from the best of Isak and Wilson as well. So, you know, again, not a bad shout. If the price is right and it's about 25 million, I would say, do you know what? Definitely go and get him. If you can get in there before Real Madrid, then you're laughing. The thing with Brazilians is you've got to bring them over young from Brazil, because if you bring them when they're in their mid-20s, it doesn't normally work. Hence why I don't think that's why we signed Gabigol. Thanks to Yabba Dabba Doo, he's become a new member of the channel. Thank you very much, mate. Much appreciated. Thank you very much. Troll says, what? No million, I'm unsubscribed. Sorry, Trolls, it's a disgrace. Gosh, I wish I had a million, I could tell you. If I won the lottery, I'd only won a million. I'm not being greedy either. Knight says, hi Trolls, just bought this guy on FM24 and he's replaced Wilson and score for fun. He can play left wing as well. Jesus, who is it, Kong? Let us know what player. Hope we go for him. Splat says, I think Marcos would be a good addition for 25 million. Yeah, absolutely. He would be, Splat. That's what I'm saying. A young player like that coming into the team. He'd learn a lot under Joe Linton, under Bruno, and he'd learn a lot from Isak and Wilson as well. And if people are thinking, well, why am I saying Wilson? Because we know what Wilson's like for goal scoring. You give Wilson the ball and he'll score for you. You get him in there. There's a lot of noise being made about him. He's a superb prospect, says Gary. Yeah, absolutely, Gary. I think Steve Nixon's been doing a lot of scouting, hasn't he, for us over there? So let's hope. Who knows? We might have something tied up. We don't know. Just because the window's not open, you can always do preliminary deals and have them in place ready for when the window opens. So we saw that with Qual, didn't we, Right. Leonardo, I'm talking about, yep, I knew who you were on about, mate. Absolutely, you see. Right on the money there. Right. So, another player that's been linked to us as well lately is this guy. And he plays for Stuttgart. And his name is Serhou Guirassy. Serhou Guirassy. He's been scoring for fun. He's not far behind Harry Kane in the scoring charts. He's 27-year-old Guinea international. He's got a contract till June 2026. He's rated at around 42 million euros according to SofaScore. His anchor play are his strengths. He's got no weaknesses. In the Bundesliga, he started 8 out of 10 games and been in Team of the Week 3 times. In those 10 games, he's got 15 goals. Yes, that's 15 goals. His expected XG was 8.60. So he has actually exceeded that. He's nearly doubled that. And his scoring frequency is every 46 minutes, which is, wow, massive. Also, he has 1 assist to his name. Now, the goals he scored, 2 have been headed goals, 3 have been from outside the box, 12 from inside the box, 2 headed goals, 2 left foot goals, 11 right foot goals, and 1 penalty. So that is what he's done this season. Accurate passing is 79% per game. So again, do you know what? I would say yes. I think he looks really good. He signed from, obviously, Rennes for 15 million. 9 million pounds, from Rennes. He had been on loan at Stuttgart and then went back to Rennes, and then they sold him to Stuttgart for 9 million. Because Rennes originally bought him from Amiens for 6 million euros. So look, I would say, yeah, definitely, I would take him. But again, the only thing is, I wouldn't want to take him in January because he'd be off the AFCON nations as well, the African nations. So it's a difficult one. But the scoring rate's there. He is 27. But again, can he turn that scoring around in the Premier League? And that is the difference. We know Harry Kane smashing it in Bundesliga. He's gone from the Premier League to Germany and he's absolutely smashing it over there. So could this guy do the opposite, come to the Premier League and smash it for us? Who knows? But again, it's just a rumour. and it is one. We just have to wait and see what happens on this one. But certainly one to keep an eye on, that is for sure. Um, Yaba says, I think 25 a little much. I think we can get him for 15 to 20 million. Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure the owners have got a price in mind. Garassi, I would say no. Bia says no to Garassi. Okay. Lee, even Tony and all still buzzing from yesterday's results, having the tune of a day. Absolutely, Lee. Absolutely, mate. Troll says, I really hope we go for a striker because we saw yesterday we need to play Gordon with his pace, in my opinion. Yeah, absolutely. We do need another striker. 30 to 35 million. The thing is, if we bring some of these players in, then who is out? That is the thing, yeah. Mighty Max says, Spurs Mr. Sitter. Gary says, yeah, we rotate. Yeah, absolutely. I also on about Leonardo, but bought Martin Vidic, Valentin Barco, and Adam Wharton from Blackburn. All cheap quality sends, currently second in the Prem. Wow. Nice one. He's got a €17.5 million release clause. That's for Leonardo. He'll do well in the partnership with Isak up front, yeah. Ian says, "Our lads and lasses, yeah, absolutely fine, mate." And buzzing from yesterday, still, Ian, because that was one hell of a game, wasn't it, mate? And yeah, I'm absolutely fine, mate. Cheers, Ian. Troll says we need to upgrade even better players than some knows. We have to get a better squad if we get hit with a lot of injuries. Yeah, that is a thing as well, yeah. Ian says, top result in a great atmosphere yesterday. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I've seen some reports going around saying the atmosphere wasn't that great yesterday, but I'm trying to work out from what I saw when I watched it, the atmosphere to me sounded great. So I don't know. Paid 17.5 million, absolutely splat. Definitely. Gary says when Bruno and J7 are with him, he'll be a tune player. Yeah, absolutely. You might like the football we play as well. And that's the thing, you know. Players might look at our club and think, watch how they play football and think, oh, I want to be part of that. I want to play football like that, you know. So yeah, again, it's another one we just have to wait and see. And we'll see what comes in the January window. But it's nice just to have a look at these players, like I say, who we are linked with. Right. Now, a familiar face is going to come on the screen. And so, now then, according to some sources, we are linked with a loan bid for this player in January. And the club are quite open to take him on loan, as they have forgiven and forgot. And yes, there he is. It's Hugo Ekitike. Now, we didn't think his name would come back again in Newcastle, did we? Now, as I've previously said, we know what happened. He went to Paris Saint-Germain. It hasn't worked out. He's been banished from the team under Luis Enrique. But the way I look at it is he's still only 21. The lad has only got to play for the top club in France because when you're a youngster, that's what you want to do in France. You want to play for the best club you can. And he's obviously thought playing for PSG, when he had been playing alongside Messi, Neymar in that last season, he must have thought, wow, this is what I've wanted. Now, we know his agents had problems. He had problems with his agent and things like that. This lad might have something to offer. He might come on loan and it might not work, but then you just send him back. He might come on loan. He might bang a few goals in. He might be brilliant, and you might think, wow, hang on a minute, what a player, you know? And then we'll all forgive him, forget what happened, you know? Whether it happens or not, I don't know, but it's a strong link that this could be a loan move in January. Would he come? I think he would, yes. Because this season he's only played 9 minutes of football. That's all he's played. 9 minutes of football. So the lad's just sitting there doing nothing, just rotten. And he's only 21 years of age. You know, so again, we'll just we'll see how this one plays out. But Ekiteke, if the club want him and they'll bring him in, I'll give the club backing. I'll back the club and I'll back the player 100%, like we did with Anthony Gordon when he came to the club. So again, we just wait and see what happens. It might not come to anything. It might not even happen. But if it does, as I say, we'll see what happens. I mean, last season he started 12 out of 25 games. He scored 3 goals and got 4 assists. So again, it's one. We just wait and see what happens. If it happens, we'll back him. If it doesn't happen, then we're not really bothered. Ian says, me and Tommy were in level 7 and it was rocking, mate. In previous games, we've been a bit flat in the leads as West Corner. Yeah, mate, absolutely. The place was rocking yesterday. I thought it was because, as I said all game, I could hear it on the TV as clear as day, the fans. So I'm not quite sure where people are saying the atmosphere wasn't that great. Ekiteke is like a bad penny that keeps coming back. I take him on loan to see how it goes, but that's the thing. It's low risk then, isn't it? You look at him on loan, doesn't work, goes back, simple as. Yaba says, well done to Bolton, 7-0 win over Exeter. Yeah, they won 7-0, didn't they? They're top of the league now, aren't they? His agent was a tosser. He should sack him and get a better agent. I'm not sure if he's still with the same agent. I think he has got rid of that agent, I think. I'm not sure. I think he'll be trouble unless Eddie can work his magic as he did with Gordon, says Splat. Again, you know, that's the thing. You just got to see what happens, but he might be fine when he comes to the club. Who knows? Godfather says, evening all, is this John Sinclair TV? No, certainly not, mate. Lee says, you know what? Agents like this just like to see the big money signs so they can pocket good money for themselves. They do, Lee, absolutely. Absolutely, mate. But if the club see something in him and they think, do you know what? Or Eddie Howe may have said to the club, look, try if we can get him in January, I could get some work on him and I could get him sorted. Maybe. Gary says, remember, generally we are one of the best teams in Europe to watch. Why wouldn't Leonardo not sign playing with 2 full Brazil internationals? Absolutely, Gary, well said. Yeah, definitely. That's what I'm saying. He come here and he sees the togetherness of the club, how well the club are together. Yeah, definitely. Ian says, yeah, I think he did sack him. Yeah, I thought he did as well. Because didn't his agent want £30 million off us for fees? And it was like he got told where to go. Bias says Villa's winning 2-1, so did Lawrence. Oh. Spurs doing the Spursy. Absolutely, they're not doing very well at the minute, are they? We've got them in a couple of weeks at White Hart Lane. Troll says pundits and quite a few fans of other clubs can still not believe how good we are, and it's hilarious. This is the thing. This is what gets me. You know, we are playing so well, and when we have great results, they still can't give us the credit. Like when we beat Man United at Old Trafford, instead of saying, "Wow, Newcastle with a very much changed 11, with all the injuries have gone out there and beat a strong Man United team 3-0." You know, instead it was like, "Oh, Eric Ten Hag's under pressure, all the crisis and everything." And it's like, no, for God's sake, get on with it. Actually, it's not, you know? So, yeah. Ticky tacky, you'll have to take a wage cut, says Gary. Yeah, I'm sure. I don't know what he's on at PSG, to be fair. Like, he might still have some regrets not joining Newcastle. He might do good. He might do, mate. He might be looking at that now and thinking, I wish I'd gone there now. Alan says, hi Alan, hope you're well, mate. He says, got to take advantage of loaning from Saudi teams now. Willock injured for a while, would be crazy not to after getting it okayed for now. That's the thing, yeah. Not only we got Snarley out, you know, because I look at Snarley as a long-term injury rather than a ban. But yeah, look, yeah, absolutely. Willock's going to be out for a while. We don't know how long for. So yeah, we do need reinforcements. Every agent's a tosser, yeah, absolutely. They're all in it for themselves, aren't they? Imagine if the scores if we had a full first team like a goal machine. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, I just get sick that we just don't get credit for the way we play, you know? It was like yesterday they were like looking at Chelsea and saying, oh, well, you know, it was just a bad day for them. Well, no, it wasn't a bad day for them. We were better than them. Charles says, wonder if Gallagher's regretting staying at Chelsea, saying that, don't want him. I don't want him, Charles. I looked at him yesterday, and I'm going to be brutally honest here. I thought he was totally wank. He was absolutely wank yesterday. Um, he had a perfect shot at goal, and he fluffed that. To me, he's not good enough, and I don't even know how he gets in the England squad ahead of even Longstaff, because he's not better than Longstaff. He's crap. And I don't want to ever see Conor Gallagher in a Newcastle shirt. I hope we do not sign him. It's not that they give us the credit, they just don't want to give us the credit. Absolutely. And Gary says, yeah, we could see 10 nils regular, realistically. Yeah. Unbelievable, isn't it? And remember, we've got to play a lot of catch up to get up to FFP standards towards like Liverpool, Man City, you know, and things like that. But we will do eventually get there. It's just going to take time. It's just because the previous ownership, the Fat Control, had decided that he wasn't going to bring investment into the club, and he's hindered out. And that's why our FFP is so shit. Alan says, maybe we could go back for would help to keep FFP for somewhere where price of players are not so high. Absolutely, Alan. Look, I would rather we loaned players in January and then went out and bought them for big bucks in the summer, because you're going to save a lot of money on FFP. Lee says he had the right idea, Vinnie Jones, when he signed for Leeds years ago, didn't have an agent. Yeah, absolutely. Jan, maybe. Yeah, Jan to me, absolutely. Alan, absolutely, mate. So that's them players we've looked at there. Like I say, there's others. Look, this guy returned to action yesterday for Feyenoord and he got an assist. I did put a poll up last night. Now, the poll was very close, I think. I think it was 54-46. But 54% of fans says they would like to see Minty return in January. Now, Eddie Howe has revealed there is a clause where we can recall him in January, but he will be off to the AFCON because his team are in the African Cup of Nations because he plays for Gambia. But his stats this season, he started 5 games out of 10 that he's played. Remember, he's had an injury as well. And he scored 3 goals and got 2 assists. All 3 goals have been with his left foot. His expected XG is 3.97, so he's almost hit that. 1 more goal and he surpasses that. And his 2 assists, his expected assists are 1.23, so he's past that. Look, he's 19 years of age. He looks a terrific prospect. From what I've seen, highlights-wise when he's played for Feyenoord. Would you recall him in January? I think it depends on the injury crisis we have at the time. We know the lad's so happy to beat Newcastle. And he did say that in an interview. So, we know he's happy here. He's done well for Arne Slot, who, by the way, is a quality manager, let's be honest. So glad he didn't go to Spurs, because he would have ruined his career, Arne Slot, if he went to Spurs in the summer. But no, he stayed loyal to Feyenoord, and he's doing well with Minte. I would say, if we don't really need him in January, let him stay on loan for the rest of the season of Feyenoord, and then bring him back for next season, maybe. But if Eddie thinks he wants him back and he wants to try him in the Premier League, then I'm all good with that as well. In Eddie we trust, by the way. Gary says, the way the club is structured, it's no wonder other clubs are terrified. Absolutely, Gary. Definitely, mate. I wouldn't pull Minty till the end of the season, that he isn't going to just throw him in straight at the deep end. No, you'll bring him on as a sub. How's Qual doing? Heard nothing about his progress. Qual, I'm not sure what he's doing at the moment. We can have a look at his stats. Remember, this lad's only 19 as well. He started 8 out of 11 games for Volendam. He's got 1 goal and 1 assist. Accurate passing per game is 65%. But again, he's only a young lad, so he's got time to grow. Yesterday he played against AZ Alkmaar, and he got a rating of 6.2. He played 67 minutes. He had 20 touches of the ball, 67% accurate passing, 8 out of 12 passes, 1 dribble attempt, not successful. He won 3 ground duels out of 6. He lost possession 7 times. He committed 1 foul. He was fouled once. He was offside once. Tackles, he made 2 tackles and dribble past 2. So there you go. Yeah. So not too bad. Let's hope he can come good. Let's hope he can. As opposed to Minty yesterday, he come off with a rating of 7.2. He played 31 minutes. He got 1 assist. He had 1 shot blocked. He had 1 successful dribble attempt out of 3. He had 28 touches of the ball. Passing 69% accurate. 2 key passes he made. He had 1 big chance he created. He lost possession 11 times. He won his 1 out of 1 aerial duel, and he won 3 out of 6 ground duels as well, and made 2 tackles. So yeah, he had a cracking game yesterday as well. Did Yankubu Minty. And if we look at Anthony Gordon, how well he's doing for us this season. We know out the 11 out of 12 games he started. He's got 5 goals and 3 assists. His expected XG for the season was 3.47, so he surpassed that. His expected assists was 1.58, so he surpassed that as well. He's won 2 penalties for us this season, Anthony Gordon has. The C's weaknesses is his aerial duels, but I think he's better than that. But for yesterday's game, he got an 8 off SofaScore against Chelsea. 89 minutes played, 1 goal, 1 assist, 1 shot on target, 2 shots blocked. No successful dribble attempts. He had 42 touches of the ball. His passing rate was 85% accurate. 1 key pass, 1 cross, 1 big chance created. He won 5 out of 13 ground duels. He lost possession 10 times, was fouled once. Fouled 4 times. He fouled once. 1 interception, 1 tackle, and 2 dribble passes. And he had a very good game yesterday as well, did Anthony Gordon. And we're just going to look at Bruno's stats as well. Against Chelsea, Bruno 2 was given an 8 by SofaScore. I think he was better than that. He played the whole 90 minutes. He had 98 touches of the ball, 86% accurate passing from Bruno. His long balls, 7 out of 10 were accurate. 4 successful dribble attempts out of 4. He won 10 out of his 13 ground duels. He lost possession 16 times. He was fouled 3 times. He committed no fouls. He had 3 tackles and 1 dribble pass as well. So Bruno had a great game as well yesterday. And if we just look at Alexander Isak's stats for yesterday, because he didn't have a lot of touch of the ball. But what we do know is Alexander Isak is quality as well. So they've given him a 7 for yesterday SofaScore. 81 minutes played, 1 goal, no assists, 1 shot on target, which was his goal. No shots on target. He had 1 dribble attempt, which he wasn't successful at. He only had 17 touches of the ball, 75% accurate passing, 9 out of 12. He won no ground duels out of 4. He won long ball, and that was successful. It was accurate. He won 1 out of 2 aerial duels. He lost possession 7 times. He fouled twice. But again, he's just come back from injury, so we've got to give the guy a chance. And we will look at Lewis Miley, and we'll see what he got yesterday off SofaScore. They've given it a rating of 7.2, which I think that's a bit harsh. So he played 89 minutes, 1 assist, 38 touches of the ball, 86% accurate passes from Lewis Miley. So 25 out of 29 passes were accurate. 1 key pass, which was the chance for Isak. Big chance created, 1. Dribble attempts, 2, non-successful. He had 1 shot blocked. He won 1 out of 3 aerial duels. 1 out of 2 aerial duels, 1 out of 3 ground duels. He lost possession 7 times. He was fouled once. But again, he didn't have a bad game, Lewis Miley. I thought he was absolutely terrific yesterday. So, yeah. Lawrence says, I'd rather let Minty keep doing what he's doing at Feyenoord and then give him games in pre-season. Absolutely. Unless we really need him. In a perfect world, Minty is better than staying on loan. But if Miggy got injured, we'll probably need to get him back. Yeah, I totally agree with that, Ian. Absolutely, mate. If he's going to the AFCON, that would be a stumbling block if we have interest in recalling him in January. Again, yeah, exactly, because we wouldn't have him till February. Unless Gambia don't go very far in it. And then they come back quicker. Chelsea came to St James's Park for 1 thing. Yeah, I like it. Eddie will slot him in the match like he did with Bruno when he first comes, says Lee. Alan says, yeah, leave him in. Don't interrupt his time. Yeah, true. Thank you, Tony. Let's see what Qual's stats look like after a full season under Eddie. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look, he went to Hearts and that didn't work out there, but Hearts were just poor. And Volendam's not really a great club, are they? Because they're a struggling club. True, Gary. Bruno was superb. Yes, he was, absolutely. Any chance of getting some injured players? 1 and 2 out, says Craig. Yeah, hi, Craig. Hope you're well, mate. Alan says, will be criminal Southgate let go and end up playing for Scotland. He's so good, and I want Scotland to get him. Yeah, I think he needs to play for England. Minty needs another year. He's still raw. Then again, hey, look, Lewis Miley's raw, but he's playing. So, look, If he comes back at the end of the season, Eddie Howe might have him in training and think, do you know what? He's staying. Foxy says, Qual was a ghost for Volendam today. Limited times he's had the ball, it was poor. Do you think he's going to make it, Foxy? That's a thing. And hi, mate, hope you're well. Mikey Max says if Mickey gets injured, then AG can play on the right, then Barnes will be back on the left. Yeah, Barnes is coming back as well. Craig says 14 players unavailable, a ridiculous run of injuries, yet we're only 7 points off the top. If we get several players back in a couple, and Jan, who knows, could we challenge? Do you know what, Craig? Of course we could. We're just going to start getting players back now, and this is the thing. I thought Livramento was great at left back yesterday. I thought he had a terrific game at left back. So Dan Burn might struggle getting his place back when he comes back, because how can Livramento be left out now? Because you can't leave him out, that's for sure. Because he's playing so well at the moment. And again, SofaScore gave Livramento 7.2. He had 60 touches of the ball yesterday, did Livramento. His accurate passing yesterday was 98%. That was 39 out of 40 passes from Livramento were accurate. Wow. One key pass. And his 3 dribble attempts, 2 of them were successful. We know they were. He's fast becoming a favourite as well, isn't he, Livramento? Craig says we could be really strong over the second half of the season. It's going to be interesting. Yes, it is, absolutely. Mighty Max, I'd rather keep Tino and leave Byrne on the bench. Sorry, Byrne, you will have to wait your turn. Great problem to have. Absolutely. It's a nice headache for Eddie Howe to have as well, isn't it? Foxy says, Qual will make it in terms of having a solid pro career for us. I don't see it. Minty isn't quite ready for us yet, and he's light years ahead of Qual. There we go. So, what do you think? Qual could be one of? Is it looking like Qual could just be one of these players who disappears off the radar, goes off somewhere else to play, and maybe does well for somebody else? But it's a bit like Rodrigo Vilca, wasn't it? We signed him, supposed to have had a good reputation, and he hasn't really hit the ground running, has he? So, and he's still on our books, by the way, is Rodrigo Vilca. Sai says, I'd play Lewis Hall in midfield with all the injuries, keep Tino at left back. That's not a bad shout, is it? Not at all. Tino has to be on the pitch. Yeah, absolutely, Gary. Alan says, more optimistic going to the PSG game after yesterday's performance. Livramento, what's a player? Yeah, absolutely. And people were whinging that we were signing another right back, but I tell you what, I bet they're not whinging now. I would bring Qual back for pre-season, says Mighty Mag. Yeah, he probably will do, and probably have a look at him and see and assess him. I would hope he comes good, but maybe he just needs to go to the right club. Maybe Volendam's not that club. You need to go somewhere to develop when you've got, when you can go to a bigger club and develop. We need someone to inspire all these injured players to make an early comeback. Well, apparently Harvey Barnes ain't far away, is he? I mean, could he be back by the time we play Spurs in a couple of weeks? Who knows? So I don't know. We'll wait and see. Elliot Anderson, I think he's not due back late December, is he? God knows how long Willock's out for. That's a blow because Willock was playing well when he came back. So we're going to miss Willock now. Maybe Qual would benefit more being here under Eddie than other clubs, in my opinion, says Trolls. Yeah. Not a bad shout. Foxy says, Qual is someone we loan out again next season. He's worth keeping on the books in case he has a breakout year somewhere so we can sell for a good profit. Yeah, that's not a bad shout, is it, Foxy? Barnes hasn't been very good, to be fair, though, says Trolls. Well, he's hardly played, has he? Sai says, is Qual a new Freddie Adu? Fingers crossed he isn't. Let's hope not. Lee says, Qual might do well in the Champions League club. Yeah, he might do. Chris, I can't help think without these injuries we would be challenging. Yeah, maybe we would be, yeah. That's a thing. We just, like I say, we just have to wait and see what happens once they're all come back. It's going to be a nice headache for Eddie Howe because he's going to have a squad to choose from. We just need to keep our strikers fit. These games don't just stop PSG, Man U, Sports, and then Chelsea in the Cup, says Alan. Absolutely. Do you know what? I think we can upset PSG on Tuesday. I think we can beat Man United at home next Saturday. I don't think Man United will look forward to coming to our place next Saturday. No doubt Eddie Howe will fire the team up for that one. You know, if Ten Hag wants a quick game, then fucking give him a quick game. You know, so I think we'll be fired up for that game. Man U will not like coming to St James's Park. Then we've got Everton away. Don't forget the following Thursday, which is the 7th of December. That's going to be a tough game. Everton, but we went down there last year and spanked them 4-1. Remember Isak's dribble from when he took on all them players. So look, Everton won't fancy their chances against us. And Anthony Gordon, I would love to see Anthony Gordon score as well. That'd be fantastic, wouldn't it? Especially if he celebrates as well. So yeah, you know what? There's points there we can get, and why can't we go out and beat Man United, Spurs, Everton? You know, we'll probably have players back by then. By the time we play Chelsea, we'll probably have players back, and Chelsea can decide whether they let us have Lewis Hall playing against them in the cup because the cup's different. So it's the permission from Chelsea. Foxy says, Son scored a hat-trick today, all offside. Brilliant. This season will hold us in good stead. Yeah, absolutely, Craig. Gary says, don't you think Qual and Minty are just getting game time? They'll come back and train you and then the club will decide on them. Yeah, but I think, like Foxy says, Minty is light years ahead, though. Great short cheers, Trolls. This season will be good for us going into next year. Experience Smiley, Anderson are getting better as invaluable. It's Tonali is back, plus new signings. Next year could be special, absolutely. I think next season, Tonali will come back a different player and it'll be like a new signing. Can't wait to see Miley getting his first goal. Yeah, absolutely. Gary agrees with Craig as well. We do need to fear any team in the Premier League. Yeah. Well, I think Man U will be frightened. Well, they'll not be frightened, but they won't like coming to us next Saturday. That is for sure. And also AC Milan in amongst that. Yes, exactly. Yeah. So I think it's going to be absolutely fantastic. I can't wait for the game next Saturday. It's 8 o'clock kickoff, isn't it, against Man U? So, but I think we can beat them. I really do. And let's hope we do beat them and send them back packing. And then Ferret Face won't be happy, will he? Anyway, guys, come to the end of this show. But if you have liked what you see, please do smash that like. It really does help the channel up the search. So do smash that like if you haven't done so already. And if you're brand new to the channel, come and smash the subscribe and be part of this great community we have. Yeah, it is free to do so. And hitting that bell notification also tells you when I'm live, have a pre-record, or any upcoming shows as well. Talking about upcoming shows, I don't know what's happened there. Yeah, so talking about upcoming shows, um, I've got the PSG preview tomorrow night, so join me and Rolly for that one tomorrow as we look ahead to the game on Tuesday. Then on Tuesday, I will have the pre-match live, so that will probably start around about 6:30 on Tuesday. We'll bring you both lineups of Newcastle and PSG. Wednesday, we'll probably have a review of the game from Paris. And then that's on Wednesday. Thursday, we'll probably preview the Man United game. So lots coming up. Next weekend is FA Cup weekend. So whenever the draw is, I will bring you the draw live as well. So I'll probably do an FA Cup third round draw live. So do keep an eye out for that one as well. I will keep you up to date when that one is on. I'm not sure if it's on Sunday or the Monday, but we'll find out. But whenever it is, I will do the FA Cup draw live with all, and we'll see who we get in the third round. Could we get the Mackhams? Could we get the Smoggies? Let's hope we don't get a League One team because we lightning struck twice with that. We don't want a third strike. So, yeah. But let's go through some comments before we do wrap up. Craig says, Manu will get beat like a ginger stepson. Splat says, they're meant not to not be and not in there. All right, okay then. Tonali will be counting the days off. He will be like a kid on Christmas Day. Tony, will Eddie throw him straight in or again start more slowly? I don't know. It all depends. Cheers, Tony, says Ian. Cheers to you, mate. Thanks very much. I don't know where this hour and a half's gone. It's just gone quick, hasn't it? Man, you, who are them scumbags? Absolutely. Sound bites. Love it, Tony. Great show. Everyone, Brill, one Tony. Cheers, matey Mag. Thanks very much. Class show, Tony. Everyone getting better all the time. Thank you very much indeed. Foxy says we paid peanuts for Qual anyway, so no reason for us to put in an unrealistic expectations on him. No, we only paid 300 grand for him, didn't we? Alan says bye. Cheers, mate. Thank you. And see you all. Take care. Everyone says, Gary, you too, mate. Remember, the future's bright. The future is definitely black and white. And until the next show, enjoy the game. If you're going to watch the Everton game, enjoy it, because I reckon there's going to be fireworks in that game, isn't there? You know, where the fans are going to be up on it and see what they do for protesting and things like that, because they're not happy about the points deduction. So that's going to be fun in games, isn't it? The £1 million draw. Yeah, you wish. But everybody, take care. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Until then, bye-bye for now, and how are you the lads?